Hi, friends. Good evening. We are meeting after a long time, in fact, and I believe we all are doing very good in this pandemic. We are all safe. We are all basically taking all the necessary precautions because this COVID has to stay. And if it has to stay, the only way to get over it is basically taking the precautions. So I'm really sure we all are taking ample precaution. We are not basically exposing ourselves to this pandemic. We are not giving it a chance to enter to our house. And with that, no, today actually I'll be discussing on a very important topic, and it will be a series. Basically, probably go. This series will go on for 3, 4, 5 weeks, in fact, and it is a pretty good series, and it gives us a very good perspective about our life, about how we are who we are, and how no we can become a better person. So when so basically the topic about which I'm going to talk today has nothing to do with any title as such. It has nothing to do with personal attributes. It is not a management, yet management guru Peter Drucker, he defines it as an ability to obtain the followers. Warren defines it as a capacity to translate vision into reality. Bill Gates defines it as a capacity of empowering others. And the great John C. Maxwell, he defines it as influence, nothing less, nothing more. And no, what John C. Maxwell says is everyone talks about it, few understand it. Most people desire to inculcate very high capacity of it, but very few actually do it. Very few actually develop a capacity to carry it forward, to have it as their ability, have it at their no a part of their personality. It is a buzzword today. Everything in society, in organization, in groups rises and falls on it. Yes, exactly. I believe by now you would have guessed it very correctly. I'm talking about leadership. And believe me, an organization becomes a better place to work if it is led by a good leader. And the world will become a better place to live if there are many people who become better leader. And becoming a better leader, believe me, changes life for us. It changes almost everything for us. As John C. Maxwell says, the leadership basically adds to your effectiveness, it subtracts your weakness, it divides your workload, and it multiplies our impact. What a beautiful line he has told. In fact, I mean, this is one line probably I'll never forget in my life. And then, but whatever we have talked till now, there's nothing new in it. We all know it. And when we all know it, why then everyone no don't want to develop himself as a leader, or is not able to develop himself as a better leader? A lot of people do a lot of courses, a lot of people study a lot of material on the leadership today, and still they don't develop. Why? So there are some no reasons what I could take from John C. Maxwell's book, developing the leader within us, within you. And there were some other reasons which I could point out basically. So no, normally people fail to apply the principles whatever they study. So what people do is they normally go study, they see a lot of principles, but end of the day it remains as a theory to them. They never practically apply it. Then the second is people believe that their experience or title they may hold as of date makes them a leader automatically. I mean, sorry to say, but that is completely irrelevant. Your experience on its own can never make you a leader. Your title on its own cannot make you a better leader. You might be a positional leader, I'll come to that, but you cannot be a better leader for sure if you are only relying on your title. There are some people who have a natural capacity of the leadership. So let us not talk about those top 2, 3, 4% people, but most of us basically can develop the leadership, but then this belief basically holds us back. And then the third reason what is ki the most people basically rate them very high than they actually are. Actually, it is like ki you don't know yourself properly. We don't know who we are, what we do, what are our capacities, what are our weaknesses, and we rate ourselves very high at times. At times, we rate ourselves very low also. So, I mean, we don't have a balanced view of ourselves. Then people normally focus on words more than action. And how John C. Maxwell says, ki leadership all about action. Words mean nothing. If you're talking, and you are not following that with your action, no one will follow you for sure. Then people are not ready to pay the price. This is something which is phenomenally good. People basically want something for nothing. They want everything to come at least cost. In fact, in our job also, we normally tend to put uh, that much effort through which we can sustain through our job. No, so people are really not ready to pay the price. And why they are not ready to pay the price? Price might you might be too high. It might require a lot of sacrifices which people don't want to do, but yes, they want to enjoy the benefit of what they would have become after paying the price. So that is very impractical approach as such. Then many people believe that a leader is a born leader. Obviously, I mean there is no leader till date in this world who is not born. But people believe that someone has born with the leadership characteristics in him inbuilt. Yes, there are people who are born with those characteristics, but as John C. Maxwell says, the leadership can be developed with intentional effort, with paying price, with investing time, with investing money in your growth. I was attending a session yesterday of Peak Impact Mentorship, and sorry, last Saturday, and our mentor said, "Ki boss, we should invest at least 10% of our salary, whatever we earn, on our personal growth. That will give us far better return." Then people normally put more trust on result than in process. People are event oriented. People, no, I'll just give you an example. I, as a person, I used to derive my self image when I used to close a sale. If I am not able to close the sale, my self image used to go down. So basically, I was an event oriented person. I did not focus on the process of entire sales cycle. So that is what is meant by this. Ki people you trust on events or results. They value more events than the process. Actually, it should be otherwise. We should enjoy the journey. Events will keep on happening. The results will keep on coming. We should not bother about result. We just have to focus on process and follow the process. Then a lack of people skills. Exactly. Believe me. No, we don't give so much importance to this, and it is one of the topmost skills required for our growth if we want to grow to any higher level. A person who is very good at technical probably can be a very good individual contributor. At the most, he can be a small team lead, basically, where he is delivering the result based on his technical skills. But the people who lead an organization, the people who lead a society, the people who lead a country, they have people skills. And this is one thing we all should inculcate. See, if I don't have a technical skills, I can hire someone who can basically do that for me. But I cannot hire a person for me to basically to no support me on people skill as such. That has to be my skill, and that is the only way I can grow. Then people fail to accept their mistakes, and once they don't accept mistakes, somewhere inside they get into the guilt mode, and because of that they basically are not able to grow. They get stagnant where they are. Then most people focus on wrong things. See, wrong thing, I'll not say exactly wrong thing. What I'll say ki, no, people's priorities are different. There are people who, after finishing their entire day's work, probably would like to surf the channels on the television, whereas there are some people who finish their office work and they get back to reading some books, or get back to listening some motivational speakers, or some kind of leadership leaders. So where you focus, basically, that is what you will become. And most of us probably come and start browsing the channels. Then people wait for title or position to start developing themselves as a leader. Uh, Actually, a lot of people do that, and believe me, it has two effects. One is, what if you are given that title or position and then you are not able to lead that a particular team, or lead that particular organization? Boss, you will be devastated. The second is, what happens if unfortunately you don't reach to that position or that title? What will happen then? Will you put a full stop to your development as a leader? I mean, this is something what you should think on. And now, when we know most of the reasons which stop people from developing themselves as a leader, now let us understand how we can develop as a leader. And this entire series would be dependent on that. It is basically on that, and it is based on the John C. Maxwell's book, Developing the Leader Within You, where he has given 10 steps to develop yourself as a good leader, better leader. If you are not a leader, you can develop yourself as a leader. If you are a good leader, you can become a better leader. So we will cover, no, probably covering each point will take around 2 sessions, because these points are very elaborative, and it is not easy to no summarize everything in probably one session as such of us. Say, what I tend is we should finish our session in 20 minutes, so that even you can go through that session a lot of time, in fact, and it doesn't become very boring. So we will start with the influence, because as John C. Maxwell said, ki leadership is nothing but influence, nothing more, nothing less. So we'll start with how to grow our influence. Now, no, a lot of people basically define, or say, they say the way to increase our influence is effective communication. Exactly, it is one of the very important way. And in fact, if you see in US or somewhere else, the president, the prime ministers are the people who are better orator, better communicator. See, communicator and orator is different. Basically, they are better communicator. Communicator means you connect with people, then you pass on your message, so people grasp it. Orator is something you keep on saying something. I mean, you're not connected to the person. Probably you are very good at orating, but then it doesn't give you a result if audience cannot connect with you. So, in his book, in a book by the name Power and Influence, the author says ki was, once you start communicating effectively, the people will start believing you. The people will start appreciating your communication, because of which your effect, because of which your influence over them will start growing. And that is partially correct, but then there are a lot more thing apart from no, apart from communication in developing your influence. Communication is one of the part for it, for sure. So, and the best investment you can do in yourself today is to invest to grow your influence for tomorrow. And and basically know how to grow the influence. Probably in this series we will capture it in the next session, where we'll be using the tool defined by John C. Maxwell, where he 5 level of leadership, where he defines how a person basically grows his influence, and from one level of leadership goes to other, to third, to fourth, and to fifth. Fifth is the fifth being the pinnacle. So he defines there are 5 levels of leadership. One is the positional leadership. Then there is permission. Then there is production. Then there is people development, and then there's a pinnacle. So you basically have to go through each level, and you have to grow your influence at each level, so that you can go to the next level. So we will talk about that in the next session. In fact, 5 level of leadership. which would be on the Sunday at 8:30 a.m. So there we will cover five level of leadership, and then we will be finishing off at least influence in these two sessions, and after that we will start with second, third, fourth, like that, 10 more topics basically, which are detrimental to develop yourself as a leader. So with that, thanks a lot for listening to me, and probably it will help you somewhere. With that, have a good night, and we'll meet again on Sunday. Thank you.